This box I have been on and off remembering and forgetting for months, and it's finally here. And inside is a model kit. I'm not really a model person, so I don't really know how this may or may not go in the long term, but it will rapidly become apparent to you, if it hasn't already from the title of the video, why I went for this particular model when I wouldn't normally. So let's have a look at what I've got. I don't normally do full-on unboxings on video either, so this could be a bit of a moment where I regret not doing a blue piece and doing one that I'd opened earlier. I also don't want to put a great big scissor cut down the front of the box. Here she is. Here she is. Here she is. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Big Dai-X. Big Dai-X. There haven't been many models made of Big Dai-X from Starfleet X Bomber. This one is from Moderoid. This is courtesy of Kapow Toys. It's been on pre-order for quite some time. Not their fault, I don't think. It just has, you know. It's well packaged. It's clearly survived as it should have done. And there it is. Wow. That's a very sort of classic looking illustration of Dai-X, X-Bomb up in the background. This is the moon base building in the back. So it's quite interesting in the sense that we never really saw Big Dai-X on the moon. It was always sort of fighting elsewhere. But, you know, I can completely see why they've gone for that. Nice weapon detail there on the front. John Lee's sort of pilot cockpit there. So, I mean, you know, the image itself, I like. It's very, very of its era. And it looks like it could have come straight out of the 80s, which I do appreciate. To see if I can get a slightly more straight. It's actually quite difficult to fit into the camera's shot because it's so big. But yeah, it's a really, really nice bit of Dai-X artwork there. Let's have a look at the other elements to it. So we've got his side view there, and obviously he's got this Dai-X junction function. Now, I'm going to have to take this in pieces here, I think, because otherwise it's just not going to work for you. Apologies for the halo lighting. There we go. So you can see this model is designed to split into Dai-X component parts of Braincom, main body, and leg tracks. They call them slightly different names depending on which version of the series you're used to, but those were the Starfleet names. If you're going to ask me what they are in the Japan version, the original version obviously, which is X-Bomber, I think it was Braindeer, Jumbody. I'm not sure what the can't remember what the legs were called, something like that. But I mean, what frightens me about this, and interestingly, it's in English, and it's all, maybe this was, I mean, this clearly isn't, but that is obviously Dai-X Junction was the sort of the phrase they used to come together as a complete unit. And here you can see he's got the chest missile hatches open. So there's going to be quite a lot of functionality in this if it does all of that. I'm not even sure about, you know, sort of overall built scale. Because as I say, it's been so long since I actually ordered it that it's really gone out of my mind. It looks like we've got individual stands for the individual units as well, which is nice. So it could be a really sort of versatile set, but the thing that scares me is how much construction is actually required, and that I don't know. So I guess if I'm going to do a full-on unboxing video, I should keep on unboxing. So I don't know what the best official route into these boxes is, but I'm just having a look at, as I pick at this, made in China. which is understandable. So it's produced by Moderoid, and it's www.goodsmile.jp is a website address mentioned on the back of the box there. I'm just trying to peel this sticker off just so I can not damage the box too much. I don't know whether or not cutting it would be the done thing, but if I just ease it off, I think the box is shiny enough that I can get away with doing this without taking any of the image off at the same time. I mean, the funny thing about this is, the last time I handled the Dai-X box, I was being incredibly careful with it, because if I throw up a link here, hopefully, it was a proper retro vintage Dai-X box from the 80s. And so obviously the box isn't in and of itself of value. This is shiny and new. So I don't really know how to treat it, because it's a bit of an oddity in that sense, this, because I'm actually getting this as a current toy now, and I've just creased that, getting that out. Let's just try and do it in one fell swoop, shall I? And now I don't know whether these boxes would actually be worth anything in particular, and I probably won't live long enough to find out, to be perfectly honest, but such is the way of things. And I may even have, let's flip this the other way around. Ooh, I haven't actually shown you the sides. That's a rather clever side. They've almost kind of interlaced it. So that's not my camera. That's intentional. And so it says Big Dai-X, and so you see that on the shelves, I guess, if they lined it up that way. And same on the other side. So let's have a look at what we've actually got here. So this is where I either rejoice or faint, one of the two, depending on what level of complexity this looks like it might involve. Okay, might be fainting slightly. Boy, okay. So, instructions, I guess. Definitely instructions, I would say. Oh boy. Wow, that's a lot of kittage. However, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that this is designed for someone who isn't massively into their kits, were I to guess. Because I think that this looks like it sort of clicks together fairly easily. I know someone who'd be really good at this sort of thing, and it isn't me. Well, this could be a challenge. This could definitely be a project for me. There's no two ways about it. This could definitely be a bit of a project. I mean, I can see where all the sort of components could be, and that's obviously going to be his chest there. That's his back. Feet various. Okay. Okay. Well, clearly this is going to be his legs. As soon as I see that. I mean, on the plus side, it's all the right sort of colours, so I don't think it's going to need painting, I suppose, unless you want to weather it, which wouldn't be unreasonable for Dai-X, actually. But because it's got the primary colours are on him, so that's probably okay. Quite a lot of dark coloration, actually, but I suppose that's for his sort of the thrusters and so on, because they're trying to do it for all the individual component parts. It's quite a lot of detail. I mean, it's a lot of pieces. No two ways about it. It's a lot of pieces. And there his fists. Cool. And interestingly, there's more than one set as well. Probably makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, okay. Okay. And then these are like the stand assemblies here. So I suspect I can probably cope with it, but I'm not quite sure whether it's going to require glue or whether they're going to sort of click together in some way. I've never owned a set from this company before because, as I say, I'm not really a sort of a plastic set creating person. But it looks like I might have to become one in order to put this together. So my next piece of homework, I think, will be having a look at this and figuring out exactly what you're supposed to do. That's interesting. Just looking at the back of it, it does look like it's kind of just sort of slotting in. So I wonder if that is the intention, that you just sort of slot stuff on. If it's like Zoids I can handle. I can do Zoids. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to see how I get on with this one, really. But it's just, the thing that really sort of boggles my mind about this is that it's probably been, I do know there has been one pre-made, I think it was pre-made, small-scale Dai-X in the intervening years, but otherwise there's been this sort of 40-year gap between this coming out and the original Dai-X's coming out, when they made sort of proper sort of poppy style models from them. I don't think it was poppy. I'm struggling to think who actually did the big versions now. What company name won't come to me now? That's stupid. I should have checked. Anyway, so that is the Moderoid big Dai-X, and as and when I summon up the courage and the energy to do it, I will try and put it together and see what I actually pop out with. I think there have been videos on this already, because obviously I've had to wait for one to get imported into the country. So if you want to go and see this now, I have no doubt that there will be other videos where you can have a look at the finished product. And I might do that myself just to see how they did it in terms of putting it together, because this is not what I'm going to rush into. So I'm going to take my time with it and just see what the crack is. And it'll be a learning experience for me, without a doubt. So that is the end of the unboxings. That's as much as I'm going to do today. So I'm not going to rush into it now because it's late at night, and that's going to lead to disaster. So I will queue it up for another day. Cheers for now. Do like and subscribe.